Hey y'all, it's August the 27th, 2017. Y'all, it's been a while. Thank you for joining me and welcome to tonight's Sunday evening podcast. Here is August the 27th, 2017. And as you can tell from the title of this here podcast, we're going to have a lot to go over. Alright, there's a whole waterfront of things to go over. We might not make it to everything. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. More importantly than all that sort of stuff, I've been taking a bit of a break from the internet, as you can see. Been getting other things squared away and doing all sort of other things, right? I might tell you about those things later. Alright, but in the meantime, stuff's been kind of piling up, you guys. And I know we're about due for a little conversation. Let's see if we can't get down to the nitty gritty of what's going on out here in the world and stuff. We're going to discuss a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to discuss. Alright, so let's just go ahead and dive into it. Of course, number one, the most important thing in the world, alright? We're just going to dive into it. Obviously, it's the Floyd Mayweather-McGregor fight, obviously. Alright, just to be real brief about it, and we might go ahead and start a discussion about this later, make a series of videos, but just to be real brief about it, it was pretty amazing. I saw it after the fact. Alright, I was listening to the results and stuff like that, but I saw the match after the fact, went ahead and I watched it in its entirety earlier today. Alright, here's the thing, just to be real brief. Alright, more money was made, right, than before ever. Alright, just all sort of money, untold amounts of money was being transacted during this match. Alright, that absolutely did happen. Was the match rigged? I know a lot of people are gonna maybe think maybe it was rigged. I could not tell you. I saw the match. It was pretty heated, pretty spirited. I could not tell you that it was rigged at all. The Super Bowl, yeah, I'll tell you that's rigged. Alright, it's been rigged for years. This match here, could not tell you it was rigged. Could tell you it was an amazing performance. Alright, it was absolutely spectacular. Could tell you that more money changed hands than pretty much ever before in history, because they built up all the drama to it and everybody knew about it. Alright, they're paying $100 per pay-per-view type money. Alright, so they got everybody all invested in this and stuff like that. Was it rigged? Was it not rigged? Not sure, but I don't think actually that was important. Right, let's consider hypothetically real quick. Let's consider hypothetically that it was rigged. Alright, so if it was rigged, they did it perfectly, man. The thing is, everybody walks away happy. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but Floyd Mayweather walks away happy. Conor, because Floyd Mayweather made about $300 million just last night alone, right? So he's super happy. He's retiring off this 50-0, completely perfect record. So he's crazy happy. His legacy is pretty much just going down in all sort of history books. He's very happy. Alright, Conor McGregor, for some reason, he's also very happy, and he does not have any reason to not be happy. Because here's the thing, a lot of people tuned in, they're very invested. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? We need to know who's going to win. Who's going to win? Who's going to punch the other person in the face so much that they win? Who's going to win, knock that other dude down on the ground? That's what they wanted to know. That's why they spent their $100. None of that really is important when you think about it. Conor McGregor is happy as a clam, and he should be, because he established that he can go 10 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. Obviously, that's a hell of a feat. He did all sort of things. He got his face out there. Everybody knows his face now. He should be as happy as anybody's business, because he did go out there and deliver a hell of a performance. Was it a performance like a dance routine, or was it a performance like he was out there really trying to win? Who's to say? I'm surely not going to make a guess at it, but the thing is, if it was rigged, hypothetically, everybody came away a winner in this. Everybody did. And not only that, you know, UFC and the boxing bigwigs and stuff, they stand to gain in the long run from this because they've got everybody hyped up. Obviously, there's now going to be crossover here and there. All sort of big matches being drummed up. Oh, who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? With the crossover, making it very dramatic. They're going to make lots of money. Who wins does not matter. It never does. Alright, regardless of if it's organic or if it's completely staged, who wins doesn't matter. That is the reality. The money matters. Alright, and certainly I didn't pay no money to see the fight, obviously, but a lot of people did, and it made all sort of money, and that is the point. Alright. That being said, like I said, they're going to bound to create all sort of speculation and attention towards their enterprises. I guess they're going to create more attention. It's going to have more money. They're going to generate more revenue, have more profits and stuff. Good for them. I'm not hating on them and stuff, but at the same time, gosh, you know, I'm tired. This probably was the last straw, right? Because honestly, I've been on the fringe as far as athletic things, this and that. Oh, this match against this person and that. I've been noticing them from my peripherals for years now. Don't really care about who's doing what. Thing is, I kind of got not emotionally invested, but I was very curious. I wanted to know who's gonna win. I really honestly did want to know who's gonna win. I was like, dude, and I made it publicly known that it's like, dude, I thought Conor was going to win because Floyd was looking mad scared and stuff, and he really was. He was looking very scared, and you got to understand, I don't know why exactly he was looking that way, but it kind of got me roped up and thinking that, you know what, this Conor McGregor guy, he might pull off something crazy. I was like, dude, I wonder if he could do it. But the problem is, that is never the most important point of the matter. The most important point of the matter is money. The end, alright? That is the most important. So, if money is the most important part, then obviously rigging the thing, it only makes sense lots of the times, especially in this kind of situation where you stand to make all sort of money, get people all excited, pay money in the future and stuff like that. It only makes sense to rig it, and if they were to rig it, they did a beautiful job at it. It was like watching Rocky, but in real life. It was pretty beautiful, but who's to say? I don't know. But it left a bad taste in my mouth, and honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands at this point, and I just don't even care no more, to be honest with you. I mean, I know that fighting people in martial arts is pretty cool and stuff, but I just don't care who wins and stuff and who doesn't win no more. It's too tiresome now. I've been trying to like get involved. I've been trying to be like, oh, I think this person's gonna win. Oh, I think but it doesn't matter though. Who wins? Because ultimately everybody wins. They make lots of money, and that is the point. Meanwhile, you know, shoot, you got these people who come together and they're all smiles after the match, rigged or not. They're all smiles, hugging up on each other and saying, "Oh man, you're the best." And then Floyd's like, "Nah, man, you're the best." And then McGregor's like, "Nah, you did it." And it's like they're both just, you know what I'm saying, gassing each other up. All smiles because all of them got all sort of money right now. Alright? And, you know, I'm not sure if it was rigged or not, but shoot, man, everybody's balling off their ass. That's all I'm going to say right now. And that is the most important point. And meanwhile, I guess where this match kind of broke the camel's back, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. This match did it right here because, you know, I understand there's a competitive nature, and the fact is y'all just went through a serious battle against each other. But at the same time, you know, Conor McGregor, I have to be honest with y'all, he was saying some pretty messed up, nasty things about Floyd Mayweather. And here's the thing about it, of course, there's going to be psychological ops that you do on your opponent when you're fighting people. But honestly, Conor was saying some pretty damn nasty things about Floyd Mayweather. And it's like, dude, I don't understand how you like this guy. If you really believe, and the thing is, y'all do like each other because y'all went through a battle. I guess y'all did some bonding or whatever and stuff like that. And it's like, but dude, you said some pretty nasty things about Floyd Mayweather. And that's messed up. Honestly, it just seems like exactly like early 90s professional wrestling, dude. Y'all are saying all sort of terrible things about each other like y'all are the scum of the earth. Basically, like, I'm gonna beat his face in, dude. He's a weasel and a rat. Like, Conor McGregor was calling Floyd a weasel and a rat, and saying that he beats his wife in front of his children. He was saying all this. He was saying he was illiterate. He was saying he didn't know how to dress his damn age. He was saying all sort of stuff about Floyd Mayweather. All sort of stuff. Right? Meanwhile, they have a little fight and stuff, and now they're just like best of friends and stuff. Like, that, it left a bad taste in my mouth in such a way that, you know, politics does. You know, for example, one thing that comes to mind is when Donald Trump absolutely humiliated Hillary Clinton. And basically, Floyd Mayweather, basically, I gotta say, rigged or not, what he did was he humiliated Conor McGregor. That's what he did in the long run. Right? So, when Donald Trump did that, all humiliating of Hillary Clinton, political style, when he did that, you know, he was saying all sort of trash. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton does not go to jail. Alright? She's not in jail or anything like that. He was talking all sort of trash. Alright? But that's just something that you do. You go to the lowest common denominator and you start saying the most vile shit about people and stuff. And Donald Trump, he was saying all sort of vile stuff about Hillary Clinton. And a lot of people were agreeing with him. A lot of people already knew about all this sort of stuff. But he was saying such terrible things about Hillary Clinton. Meanwhile, it's a competition. It has nothing to do with somebody's going to jail at all. Like, it has nothing to do, like a boxing match has nothing to do with murdering somebody and stuff like that. It's a performance, basically, in which you go to the lowest just common denominator, just you go to the bottom of the barrel and you start saying some nasty things about that person. Meanwhile, it gets everybody emotionally invested. Meanwhile, ain't nobody going to jail. Like, ain't nobody going to die here. Y'all are just making money. And this goes for politics too. It's like these people are just making money, saying terrible things about each other. It's like, who cares about the terrible things when we could just concentrate on like the issues? Of course, a lot of people, they concentrate on the issues. But it's like, dude, this politics, this boxing match, these football games, the professional wrestling that I'm very much a fan of in the early 90s, alright, all this, it's the same thing. You understand? People are saying terrible stuff about each other, sensational stuff, and some people find it interesting. It's not interesting. Alright, it's actually a distraction. It's really, and it generates so much money. Alright, it hardly matters who wins. It generates so much money. Anyways, there's that whole deal. We could knock that out of the way. Of course, close second in what's serious matters probably is Hurricane Harvey, right? Which I'm not sure, that might have been knocked down to a tropical storm. I'm not sure, but either way, it's bad. It's not real good. It's definitely a serious problem, all right, over there, and lots of places like on the coast of Texas, but also to include Houston, which is not exactly on the coast, but they got flooded like hell. Thing is, I think currently, right now as I speak, they're continuing to get flooded. They're about to get flooded again over there, and who knows what all kind of damage is going to go down over there. You know, I'm interested to know, because I mean, it's very interesting. I mean, a lot of calamity might go down, and it's actually pretty, not necessarily close to here. Actually, where I'm at here in Big Spring, it's been really nice, actually, the weather. It's rained a little bit. It rained a little bit the other day. Nothing real big or anything like that. I understand San Antonio has seen a lot of rain in that sort of area. Houston was seeing a lot of rain. In fact, just more than normal and stuff. It might go ahead and cause a lot of calamity over the next couple of days. We're going to find out. Here's the thing about it. I had to let y'all know, I guess, just to drag in Donald Trump into everything. Donald Trump, what you're going to see, whether you like him or not, thing is, what you're going to see is he's going to ball out. He's not going to ball like all over the situation and that he's going to benefit. However, he is going to benefit because Donald Trump obviously is going to show just how over the top he's going to be with all the fixing of the situation, the accoutrement and stuff like that, helping people out, getting them food and stuff, rescuing them and stuff. Donald Trump, he's going to ball all out over this whole catastrophe over here. That's one thing to note. And a lot of people are, because people have been wilding out here on the media and stuff like that, people are going to accuse Donald Trump of not doing enough. And it's going to further show you just how disconnected from reality that they are. Because, of course, Donald Trump is going to do more than enough, probably. Thing is, financially speaking, it probably wouldn't take all that much for Donald Trump to just completely look like a hero in this situation. It is going to happen. But as that is happening, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be people still hating on Donald Trump. That's very important to know. It's like, yeah, you can have your opinion, but at the same time, catastrophes happening in Texas, and people are still, I guarantee you, they're still going to be talking about how Donald Trump should have reacted better. Even though Donald Trump is going to go all over the top with it. He's going to make sure of it because it's absolutely phenomenal for his PR right now to absolutely save the day. He's going to do it. And meanwhile, people are still going to be talking about how he didn't do enough. And it's going to be amazing. But that's how disconnected some people are from reality. Just to tie in with the whole Floyd Mayweather thing about it, with Donald Trump and the politics and the fighting and stuff, you got to understand, Floyd Mayweather, reality went ahead and just went ahead and it continued. Floyd Mayweather does not lose. Donald Trump, well, we know about him, whether or not we like him. Of course, there's things that I don't like. There's things, his administration that I don't like. There's all sort of things. But Donald Trump, the thing to remember about him is he does not lose. He just doesn't lose. Even like if he were to go bankrupt, and he's gone bankrupt in all sort of companies, he doesn't lose though. Still, publicly, that's one thing that we need to understand, that is reality. Whether you like him or not, you're gonna understand that Donald Trump does not lose. He hasn't lost yet. I don't know if you could point out a specific scenario in which Donald Trump, in the end, lost in any sort of situation. I don't think that has happened. And that's one thing to cling on to, because it really is going to show its ugly face here, because Donald Trump is going to help out. He's going to be over the top with it. People are still going to be hating on him, talking about, oh, Donald Trump, he messed up this and that. Donald Trump he doesn't lose. Even when he messes up, he does so on purpose in such a way that it tricks you into him winning all the time. So you're still going to have people, and these people are losing all sight of reality, unfortunately. There's no way that, I mean, there are journalists out there, supposedly out there, and they're going to be writing their things, oh man, Donald Trump, he didn't address this, and oh, he didn't do this the right way concerning, Hurricane Harvey, he didn't do this and that and stuff. There's people going to be writing articles about that. Lots of them, dozens of them. Alright. Meanwhile, it's an actual serious disaster going on over there. And Houston is a very populated city. Serious disaster going on. And people are still... These people are absolutely burning their credibility. There's no way that they can be credible now. Alright. When actual... See, because they're going to go to the point of blaming Donald Trump for the disaster. I swear that they will, because they have nowhere else to go. Right? They're going to all but and maybe perhaps blame racism for the dang hurricane or whatever else. They're going to blame Donald Trump. Right? They have nowhere else to go. They're going to be talking about how bad of a job Donald Trump's going to be doing, even though Donald Trump's going to make sure to do an amazing job here, because it's going to be amazing for his PR. Meanwhile, he is doing stuff overseas that I don't exactly understand or agree with. He is doing that all the while distracting the hell out of people. Alright? Distracting the hell out of people and ultimately winning all the time. Alright? Exposing that certain people have absolutely turned their back on reality. There's a lot of people out there who made their choice and they've turned their back on reality. And a lot of them are journalists out there, and they're doing that whole journalist thing and stuff. They don't know what they're typing in words. They're copying and pasting words. Talking about, oh, Donald Trump, oh, I hate him. Oh, it's Donald Trump, he's Hitler. Oh, it's Donald Trump, he's got white racism. Oh, he's a supremacist. Oh, it's Donald Trump, he winks at people and he does hand signals. Oh, it's Donald Trump. Oh, I don't like how he does this. I don't like how he comes his hair. You know what I'm saying? These people are animals and savage barbarians. Somebody's paying them to do this. That's the weirdest part, and we accept it. It's like, who's paying people to absolutely hate Donald Trump's guts? And that's their whole life. Alright? And I don't even think anybody who's paying Mark Ruffalo, for example, to be on Twitter all day talking about Donald Trump. Who's paying him? Where's he getting that money from? He's definitely getting money. Alright? I mean, but it's not going to make sense. It's going to continue to not make sense. But meanwhile, see, the divide is going to continue, like we were talking about. I mean, we're balls deep up in the tribulation. So the divide is going to continue because I think, from what I've been seeing out in the field, from people who I know and people who I've seen on the internet, I think a lot of people who have a distaste for Donald Trump, don't like him, find him unsavory, this and that, just don't like him. A lot of those people have sincerely, organically lost their energy for it. They ran out of stamina. I mean, it's August 27, 2017. I'm here to tell you, most of those people, I've seen them out there. They've lost their vigor for it. They're tired of fighting it. They have these people trying to lead them, saying, "Oh, we're going to take out Donald Trump. We're going to impeach Donald Trump. We're going to do this and that." Okay, do it. But the thing is, Donald Trump doesn't lose until you do it. Donald Trump's never lost, that we can tell. Right? Till you do it, Donald Trump doesn't lose. Alright, so y'all are losing sight of reality and stuff. And people who don't like Donald Trump, there's a lot of people who don't like Donald Trump, they're already starting to get it. They've been getting it. Donald Trump don't lose. It don't matter if you like him or don't like him. It doesn't matter if he looks like he's doing dumb stuff or not. On Twitter, he's gonna win. Donald Trump's gonna win. Alright, and that's just reality. Is something that, you know, it'll make sure that you stay grounded, because there's all sort of people out there. You might as well call them the Walking Dead, zombies or something, performance artists or whatever else. There's people out there getting paid actual legitimate money to hate Donald Trump's guts, and obviously they just don't have no concern for reality at all, right? Because it's very important things such as the damn hurricane, which is still going on and stuff, man. I understand that it's going to be another couple days before they get it all sorted out as far as what kind of damage they're looking at. Right, that's very serious. And it's a good idea, regardless of who looks good, and Donald Trump is going to look real good off of it. Regardless of that, though, yeah, we should help those people whatever way we can. In fact, you know, it's kind of a damn shame that they weren't prepared for anything like this. That's kind of a damn shame. Right? It seems like they weren't very well prepared for all that sort of stuff. And I know it's been a lot of years since it happened before, but technically, if y'all are making all sort of money as a city and stuff, y'all can build yourself up. You could probably maybe think about preparing for that sort of stuff. You know, I'm not saying that Big Spring is prepared or San Antonio is prepared, but these places weren't prepared for that sort of stuff. So there's something to think about there. But Donald Trump is going to bring aid, and all sort of organizations going to bring aid. All sort of private organizations going to bring aid and stuff. And they definitely deserve credit, because a lot of these private organizations keep doing it over and over when it's concerning these tragedies, bringing people loaves of bread, like whole truckloads of bread and stuff like that. People are going to come together and really help the people of Houston. They're really going to come together. Donald Trump's going to make it very visible how he also is very concerned for Houston and other surrounding areas. So people are going to see him and his shining face, and they're going to realize, all right, whether you like his policies or not, people are being paid to hate Donald Trump. They're going to be talking about all sort of things that Donald Trump didn't do during the crisis, what he did and didn't say during the crisis. Like, what did he talk about? Did he bring up this? Did he direct attention to this? Or maybe he should have done this. Maybe he should have shook this little boy's hand or something. They're going to find something, obviously, and they're going to write all sort of articles about it. Right? Totally losing sight of reality, unfortunately. And that's all messed up. Meanwhile, I heard something, and I actually can't talk about it too much, but I heard it was being speculated. You know what I'm saying? Some pretty on target sources. We're talking about perhaps there might be a strike on Syria soon. And I don't know if y'all remember, and of course I'm sure y'all do remember, not too long ago when Syria got strict. It got strict by us. Like some black hawks or whatever came through and just delivered all sort of missiles, like 49 missiles or something like that, all on Syria's air base for whatever reason, and people weren't like really agreed upon whether or not we should do it, and then it did happen. I've been hearing from sources that you might see a strike on Syria again soon, and it could be performed by either America or Israel, and I'm not sure why exactly those are the options. But however, it would not surprise me if something like that did happen. But at the same time, it would make me wonder, hey, why is that happening? Alright, and there's other stuff that, you know, is probably, it's a concern. It's not something to get stressed out about. I'm not trying to like get y'all all worked up or anything. I always remember to stay very relaxed about what it is that I'm talking about. But however, you know, over there in Afghanistan, they're making all sort of drugs, the opium and the poppies and stuff. We're getting back reinvigorated there in Afghanistan, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's to kill ISIS or something like that. I don't know if it's to continue to churn out all the poppy seeds and stuff. I don't know what exactly is going on over there in Afghanistan. That's concerning. And if there was a strike on Syria, I would like to know on who in Syria. Obviously, they're kind of in a civil war right now. Who's getting all stricken on in Syria and for what reason? There's a lot of gray area here in a civil war, just like there usually is in civil wars. A lot of gray areas. Like, dude, who's going to get stricken by who for what? Over there in Syria, and hopefully nothing of the sort has to happen. I'm not sure of all the details that's going on in Syria, a place like Afghanistan, and all sort of different things. But however, when you consider all the stuff's going on over there, that's a lot of stuff. When you consider that and think of the fact is we got a natural disaster here in this country, and then Donald Trump, he is going to look like a hero, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like it or not, that's what he's going to appear to look like in this particular situation during a natural disaster. Meanwhile, all sort of stuff's going on overseas that is extremely important. But there's certain people who will earn money talking about this and that, what Donald Trump could have said or could not have said, or this and that. They'll be writing articles about it, and totally devoid of reality. Alright, we're losing people. But I guess, you know, because there's a silver lining to every one of these clouds and stuff, you might look at that and say, you know, these people are losing sight of reality, and that's tragic. These journalists or these people out here, these celebrities and this and that, they're losing sight of reality, and that's tragic, and it is. It truly is. But at the same time, like I said, people who organically don't like Donald Trump for whatever reason, and they got a lot of good reasons. People who don't like Donald Trump are understanding just how ridiculous, just how unrealistic some of these journalists is out here trying to pretend like they are concerned with the news. Of course they're not. Alright? They're being unrealistic. So the divide is taking place between people who can, it doesn't matter who you like. Can you understand reality? Alright, that is the divide that's taking place. And it really doesn't matter if you like Trump or don't. You can understand reality. A lot of people are figuring it out. Alright? Donald Trump don't lose. We need to always remember that. No matter what's going on, he's going to win. And so we got to make sure that he's doing what we want him to do, basically. Alright? I feel like a lot of people are in his ear. We're going to see how it goes. To this date, I don't have any extreme... it's not as though I dislike Donald Trump yet. He's done a lot of stuff that I just don't understand. And I would like to find out. I would like to eventually understand. There's no way that I'm going to understand now. And let's think about it. A lot of people, unless you're really in the trenches, like in some sort of like secret clandestine CIA operations and stuff like that, you know, I don't know how you would know. I've heard a lot of people talking and this and that, but I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know what moves Donald Trump's going to make. However, he's not crossed the line with me yet. That's Donald Trump. He could perhaps if he starts striking Syria for no good reason. But the thing is, he hasn't crossed the line. Thing is, he is balling out of control and he always wins. That is reality. Alright, so obviously I don't understand all the different complex things, and obviously everybody out here, we don't all understand what's going on and still in the Ukraine, and what's going on in dang Israel, and this and that with Afghanistan, and how come Iran is talking about this and that. Like, there's all sort of different complicated aspects, and we're not going to understand them yet. I'm sure it's going to take time, but in the meantime, in order to just have a strong footing in reality, you do have to understand that Donald Trump wins. He wins. Until we see Donald Trump lose, this dude always wins. Alright, so that'll make sure that you know that you have a base to go back to. It's like if you have trouble understanding what's going on, just know that Donald Trump's winning. And that's taking place. There's all sort of different things that we could have talked about. I don't know how much we're going to have time for everything. We're going to try and fit this inside a clean hour. But I thought that one relevant topic that you probably didn't hear about, thought I would go ahead and bring it up, is Mystical, the rapper. I mean, you know, maybe a lot of y'all know, especially if you're my age or something around that. Mystical. That's the name of a rapper. He was a rapper in like the late 90s, early 2000s stuff. That was kind of his heyday of rapping, and he was real good, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, as far as rap goes, probably one of my favorites. Mystical. I want to talk about that fella. And I'll just go ahead and jog your memory or catch you up. I don't know if you might know Mystical, the rapper. He's been in prison before and stuff. He went to prison a couple times, actually. You might recall, after his kind of a heyday in rapping, he went to prison for a little while, and this was due to some rape charges. Now, I to this day, I haven't really studied all the details of the case of the rape charges, but what I can tell you is, of course, Mystical eventually went ahead and he got out of prison, and he started rapping again, making a lot of money and stuff. He's real good at it, so he started rapping, and then he wound up going back to prison for a little while. I guess because he smacked up some lady for getting out of line. I don't know. I'm not sure, but he wound up going back to prison for like 18 months. Then he got out of prison. He's kind of messing around doing this and that, signing different deals and stuff. He put out an album or two or something, but I really wasn't paying close attention. Mystical, he's just doing his thing, probably relaxing most of the time, I would hope. You didn't see him very much. You didn't see him out touring very much. You didn't see him very much on the television, on the internet. Mystical. I hadn't heard from him for a while now, until Tommy Sotomayor brought it to my attention that Mystical, the other day, he got caught up again. Alright? I don't know if you know him and stuff. Like I said, one of my favorite rappers as far as rap goes. I can't vouch for the things that he's getting into. Like, I don't know if he raped that lady or not, to be honest. I can't tell you he didn't. The one where he went to prison and then got out. And probably he did beat up some lady for getting out of line. That's why he went to prison again. I'm not vouching for, his behaviors, to be honest with you. Good rapper, though. And so now I heard about him again. He like I said, he's being charged again with some sexual rape type allegations, right? Being put on him. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's going kind of viral on the internet. Mystical got caught up for apparently raping some lady, having a hand in like a number of people raping some lady. I'm not sure exactly. They're getting down to the bottom of it. They're really getting down to the bottom of it right now. Mystical, the rapper, I mean, it was alleged about him that he took part in a raping of a lady or a sexual assault of some sort. That he took part, and it became sort of viral, and so Mystical wound up turning himself in. He wound up turning his own self in a couple of days later to the police, talking about this lady started saying that I raped her and stuff, and it's like, so he went ahead and he turned himself in, which is probably the smartest thing that he could have ever done. That was a really good idea, that he did turn himself in, and that's what he did. And actually, there's two other people who's involved in the situation, from what I could tell. I don't know if there's more at this point, but there was two people, a lady and another fella, who were being charged with something, some sort of conspiracy in regards to this whole situation. Maybe intimidating of witnesses, I'm not real sure. But they're being charged that they turned themselves in. So there's three people sitting in jail right now, to include Mystical. One thing that I wanted to bring up is that, and I think it's very important, I don't know the bond of the other two, if they're going to get bond or what's going on with them. As far as Mystical, from what I understand, you know, it's explained to me a couple of days ago, Mystical, and I don't know if he might have gotten this taken down, I'm curious to find out, but Mystical, he was presented with a bond of $2 million. Alright, and I know that seems like you would go ahead and think that rappers, they have all sort of millions coming out of couch cushions and stuff like that. That's how they portray themselves. It's not really the case, especially with a rapper who's not in their heyday and stuff like that. And they usually spent up all the money, or most of it. You know, I'm going to start getting up in age, right? So, anyways, they hit Mystical with a bond of $2 million, and that might seem exorbitant to some of y'all. I would have to agree, probably, just considering the fact. Anyways, people were knocking at my door. My computer, it needs a second to get warmed up. Anyways, we were talking about Mystical, alright, and he got hemmed up, right? But the thing is, he went ahead and he turned himself in. And I think, like I said, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, obviously. But considering the fact that Mystical turned himself in, and honestly, whether you know him or not, he's kind of a noticeable. He's famous. People will recognize Mystical. So as far as being a flight risk, maybe, because that's why you put up such high bonds, I would imagine. As far as him maybe being a flight risk, not going to happen. It's really not going to happen. His whole family is trying to get down the bond to see if they can negotiate, basically, like, dude, we don't have $2 million to put up on bond, but that's a crazy amount, stuff like that. And I'm not sure which way it's going to go. I don't know if Mystical might just sit it out. Thing is, from what I understand, first court date would be in about a month, so he would have to sit it out for about a month and stuff, and be raked over the coals in the meantime. Because here's the thing, he might have, just to be real brief about the situation, we might go into some detail later on, but just to be real brief, he might be guilty, or he might not be guilty. That's the thing about it. He's not been found guilty, right? So this could just be all allegations. It could be tomfoolery, and lots of times it is. Alright, like we just seen with that whole Usher herpes thing with the big old fat lady. That just turned out to be crazy allegations. This could very well be allegations as well. So, but meanwhile, Mystical, he really is put up in he hasn't been convicted of anything, and he is in jail. Alright, he's not really necessarily a flight risk at all. There's no real reason for his bond to be at $2 million. However, I have half a mind to believe that's just a negotiating point. The judge knows full well that Mystical can't afford $2 million. He might even be making a joke at Mystical's expense. Like, dude, you're a big, bad rapper. Don't you have $2 million? No, of course he doesn't have $2 million. He's being raked over the coals. And honestly, it's a bit excessive. Some people go to the extent of saying it's unconstitutional. And I would say that too, probably as well, because we don't know that Mystical is guilty. All we know is it's been alleged. So now he's going to be put all out. He's going to either pay an exorbitant amount. Of course, it's not going to be $2 million, but he's either going to pay an exorbitant amount, or he's going to have to literally sit in jail for over a month over something that maybe he didn't do. He hasn't been convicted. That's the way our system works, man. It does work. Let's consider hypothetically Mystical was innocent. He probably did have sex with that girl either way, right? Regardless, that probably is what happened. Let's assume that he did not rape the girl. Just hypothetically, if that is the case, he done got raked over the coals so hard, so high and so hard, that it's amazing, right? And it could happen to anyone, especially, just a shout out to all y'all, especially people out there who's rappers, alright, athletes, performers, boxers and the like and all that. Y'all need to watch out, because you're gonna have sex with ladies. Assuredly, that's what you do, and I can't blame you. I understand why you do it. I understand why you do it. Thing is, you're gonna be putting yourself out there. You might as well call it being Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby is still being Bill Cosby right now. He's being raked over the coals. Meanwhile, alright, no justice has been done at all. It's been years now. And no justice. You're not going to see justice. This game ain't about justice so much as it is about money. And that's why they hit Mystical with $2 million bond, even though, of course, he does not have $2 million put up for bond. And that's messed up. Alright? And it's a lot of different lessons that can be taken away from that whole situation. One thing that I'm going to go ahead and reiterate and hammer home, because a lot of people, they're starting to get onto this vibe, same vibe that I might be on, is just looking at these rappers and just feeling kind of sorry for them, these athletes and stuff like that, because you never know. You don't ever know when you're going to get Bill Cosby. I don't care how good you are in doing the relations or whatever you do, however you call it. I don't care how good. You could stand to lose real big, like real big. You can get Bill Cosby. There's not a rapper who I know of who couldn't easily be Bill Cosby. I mean, that's not to say Bill Cosby ain't guilty. I don't know, because he hasn't been found guilty. He still ain't going to jail. Bill Cosby. There is no such thing as justice anywhere around that. There isn't going to be. All you're going to see is people exchanging money and being raked over the coals. That's all you're going to see. It can happen to any rapper that you know. It could happen to Justin Bieber. It does not matter who. All you do is you make sure you, as a celebrity, you don't get out of line. If you're a rapper, maybe you don't get out of line, alright? Because if not, you can get Bill Cosby like that. Right? It is going to be that easy to put your career on hiatus, right? They've been doing it to Usher. They'll do it to anybody, right? And you might say, well, how do they get out of it? I don't know how they get out of it. I really don't. They like ladies, and I can't blame them, because all the ladies that they have are all, they're well kept or whatever. They like ladies, and I can't blame them, but that's going to be the end. Any last random one of them can be Bill Cosby and will be Bill Cosby at a moment's notice. That's the life in which they live. Alright? How can they get out of it? I don't know. But over here, thing is, it's going to be very hard to Bill Cosby me, you guys. I had to let you know. Because it's on record. I mean, that just happens to be my lifestyle. A lot of people out there are living the same lifestyle where it is completely on record. Whatever. Ball out of control if you want to. I'm over here and you can't Bill Cosby me. Alright? Because I don't be going out and doing that sort of stuff. The thing is, yeah, I've done it before. Yeah, it feels amazing. Yeah, this and that. It's a strong drug. I understand. I've been out there. It's not worth it. Alright? especially if you're a celebrity, it's absolutely not worth it to be out there going and having whatever good old time. I know you're having a good time. I know it feels real great. I know these are like, beautiful specimens that you got going and you got them all lined up. I understand. You can get Bill Cosby at any point in time, though. Alright? And there ain't no getting out of that. Alright? The end. And that is a lesson that a lot of these celebrities are going to learn the hard way. And meanwhile, it's going to be very rough for celebrities. You're going to notice. Alright? And it's already been very rough. That's another thing. That's another takeaway from that whole situation. It's going to be very rough for celebrities. And we're going to see it all over the place. Either they're going to get Bill Cosby. Either that, or maybe they are rapists. And they're going to get hemmed up. They deserve to. Alright? Either that's going to happen, or, they're going to commit suicide. They just can never find peace. They can never find contentment. They're always looking. They're thinking maybe more money is going to give me. No, it's not. The money's never going to do it. They think, well, maybe more fame and stuff, more attention is going to give me. No, it's not. It's never going to have them fulfilled. So, very extremely bad things are going to happen to a lot of these celebrities in different various ways. And this is part of the reason why I've been, encouraging every child that I see. Just the last thing in the world you want to be is a celebrity, because it's looking real bad for them. There's going to be some celebrities who can make it out of the pit, who can actually go off and have great lives. I feel like Floyd Mayweather is going to have a fantastic life, right? To be honest, I don't know. I couldn't say, but a lot of these celebrities are living terrible lives. Right? That's the takeaway, and they're hanging in the balance. They're just as fragile as you and I out here. These celebrities, and they're so good at what they do. Who cares? Right? Any last one of them could be Bill Cosby, and I think that's definitely a big note. One other thing I want to talk about, well, there's a couple other things. I mean, you might have noticed that Rebel Media, if you know who that is, it's one of those alternative media sites. They kind of went belly up. They lost all their talent. I don't know if you say their talent or their journalists, their reporters. Rebel Media lost all their reporters and stuff, and that's kind of messed up. Alright? It's kind of messed up. I think that situation is probably going to play out lots of times as we progress when it comes to people. I don't know if you call it the alternative media genre. They're going to disband. They're going to go belly up sometimes for whatever reason. Alright? I feel like it's appropriate for the people who listen to this and that, various people, different other people in the media, to note that, there's no reason to, kick anybody while they're down. I don't think Rebel Media is going to get back up. They done lost all their journalists, but I think their journalists are going to have a great time doing whatever it is that they're going to do next, and probably getting more money. And the Rebel Media, I guess it went ahead and died, y'all. And that's something to think about for everybody out there who's starting a franchise here on the internet. Things come and go. Alright? But there's no reason to, do exposés and, oh, this guy's exposed, or, oh, this guy, I hate him, and stuff like that. There's no reason for that. I think the Rebel did what it did, and its day is done. I think its bird is cooked. And shout out to them. I wonder what they're gonna do next. But the thing is, they're probably close up doors and stuff. But they brought us a lot of stuff. The Rebel Media, I don't know if y'all know them, but it's like Gavin McGinnis. You got that Faith Goldie. They had Lauren Southern. They had all sort of people. It's Brian Lilly, and they had a lot of people. They had a lot of big names, and all those names just left recently. And that's kind of sad. But at the same time, life moves on and stuff. People are still gonna be doing their work. Individuals are always going to be what's most important as far as personalities, and you're always going to be able to find them here on the internet. I mean, you can find that, what's her name, dang, I totally forgot her name, from the Blaze, Tommy Lorraine. You can still see her on the internet. Like, you can still do what you want, so long as you're willing to get up on the internet in front of a camera and just speak your mind, man. You can go out and you can be a star and stuff like that. And these companies will come and go. They're temporary. Alright, but it was a lot of good content that I got from Rebel Media back in the day. but it's going on. I unsubscribed just because I had to. I don't want to watch. I don't want to see it go down. I don't want to see it go down. Rebel Media. Rest in peace, Rebel Media. But the thing is, I want to bring that up because that's something to come away with. As far as the internet, there's certain things that need to be remembered here on the internet. Like I said, certain organizations will come and go, surely, and some things will remain constant here on the internet. We might go ahead and wrap it up with this one. I saw, earlier there was a video of Tommy. Like I said, I see a lot of Tommy Sotomayor. He's always putting out content. Saw him playing around with some guns and stuff, and he was shooting off some of his new guns, which that does get a lot of views on the internet. But I wanted to bring that up because the thing is, a lot of people aren't understanding, and they're trying desperately to not understand. And I want to just suggest a scenario. A lot of people are trying to understand or trying to not understand that bullying and stuff like that goes on the internet. It absolutely does go on. It's a travesty, harassment, things of that nature. There's violent threats that do go on. There's people out there who are still new to the internet, or there's people who are going to get more informed later on. There's young kids out there who's just barely getting on the internet. One thing to note is probably a good idea. The last thing we're going to leave off on to finish up the hour is that if you want to get on the internet, I would suggest to do it. Of course, you're probably going to want to pick somewhere other than YouTube, but you want to get on the internet, I say go ahead and do it. In fact, I think you're going to be a terrible, amazing success if you do it, and you're going to meet all sort of people around the world and things like that. You're going to be hard to stop. If you're an individual, if you're a firecracker, you get up on the internet and you just ball out of control. You do what you want to do. I really believe in you, and I think you're going to pull it off. The thing is, there's certain things to note about the internet. Serious things. And a lot of people are becoming aware of these certain things. Like I said, trolling. It's very concerning. I know a number of people right now is kind of concerned about bullying and trolling upon the internet and stuff like that. And the thing is, what I have to let y'all know is I feel for y'all. It is a travesty. It's kind of messed up. And I wish there was a way to kind of crack down a little bit more upon, say, death threats or violent, detailed death threats. Like, that's probably not a good idea. It's probably not a good idea, and if there's ways to crack down on it, I'd be in full support of it. I think it's important to note that there's not a way yet. They haven't really concocted too much of a way yet, obviously, and stuff. They can't stop it from happening because obviously it's happening, right? People are becoming very concerned with it. However, that is the nature of the beast. That's what I gotta let y'all know for if you're about to jump on the internet. I hope you do. God bless you. You're gonna have a lot of success. What I had to let you know is that regardless, and every last YouTuber will tell you, every last established, I'm not established necessarily, but if you go to every single established YouTuber, they'll tell you, yeah, they get death threatened. Yeah, that's regular. Yeah, people are harassing them in certain ways. Yeah, that happens. That's something that happens. Is it kind of messed up? Yeah, it is, but it's like inevitably, because a lot of people will turn to negating the First Amendment, and I can understand why, because they want to get rid of the death threats and stuff like that. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. Meanwhile, you do have to understand that it's not you. People aren't like, nobody's targeting you necessarily. It's happening to everybody. It's been happening. I mean, it really all comes down and boils down to whether or not you pay any attention to it and heed to it. And that's why I tell young YouTubers and stuff like that, just don't pay it attention, and it will go away. For the most part, people don't have really attention spans if you don't pay it attention. And lots of times people do pay it attention. They talk to the trolls and they're like, why are you being mean to me? I'm just on the internet. I'm trying my best. And why are you being so mean to me? And then the troll will be like, oh, I'm going to kill you and stuff. I'm watching you and stuff in the back. I'm watching you in the bushes in your backyard. And it's like, dude, it's really messed up, and I understand that it's deadly serious when people are saying that sort of stuff. But they'll say it when you give them that sort of attention. For the most part, it is a ubiquitous thing, and it's kind of messed up that it is, but it is. It really is. Lots of people are having pretty successful times here on the internet, and of course they get death threatened. Of course they get all sort of trolling behavior all in and around their stuff, and people are messing with their stuff. That's what happens to everybody. And that is reality. So you have to understand that that is reality. You can't lose sight of reality. Alright, you can't think that, oh, it's only happening to you. Why is it happening? Why am I getting death threatened? Because you're on the internet. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's the nature of the internet. Alright, however, at the same time, if you do not concentrate on that sort of a thing, if you don't concentrate on the negative and you really honestly just focus on the positive, who cares about the negative? Cares about these trolls? A lot of times, if you don't pay them attention or the attention that they want, these trolls will go away because they get tired and stuff. A lot of times they're little kids on the internet. Alright, so people are seriously concerned about that sort of stuff. Alright, I say it not because they're bad people, but just because I think they might have lost sight of reality. It's like, dude, you can't be concerned about this sort of stuff. The internet is going to have this regardless. It says a lot about our society. Says a lot about stuff that people will say on the internet they ain't gonna tell you in real life. Alright, all sort of stuff, all sort of messed up stuff. Certainly, it does tell you a lot about it. But if you think you're gonna figure out a way, and I'm watching here and I'm waiting for y'all to figure out a way that you're gonna stop bullying on the internet, cyberbullying. You think you're gonna stop it? Real life bullying, you think you're gonna stop that? Or you think you're gonna stop internet hate? You think you're gonna stop that? You think that you're a victim of it and that nobody else is? You know what I'm saying? They're all fantastical ideas, right? They all are, they sort of derive from good intent, you know, I would imagine, certainly. But however, they're rooted in fundamental retardation. Sorry to say, as far as that, because this is just what happens, and it is reality, and that's messed up. Alright, but we can't attack the First Amendment, and that's the first thing that they're gonna do. That's what they do, is attack the First Amendment, and that's terrible. It's terrible, but they lose sight of reality. They know not what they do. Alright, I just want to wrap it up before we get out of here. It's about to be an hour long. Before we get out of here, I want to mention that earlier I went to church, y'all, and it was upon the internet. I just want to tell y'all real quick. You know, lots of times I'll visit different churches upon the internet, and I'll see their services, and they're all real good and stuff. And I've taken away a lot from different churches. I don't have one specific church that I go to that I'm dedicated to. A lot of them are on the internet. I went to a specific church earlier today. I would suggest for you, if you're still listening to this, I would suggest you go ahead and give him a listen, and I've suggested him a lot, is Jesse Lee Peterson. Alright, I believe if you type in Bond, Jesse Lee Peterson Church, you'll find it, and they got the dates, and you'll find out. I saw the one from earlier today, Sunday. That's when they have their church. Thing is, a lot of people who don't like church, and I can't blame them. There's a lot of people who don't like Jesus because they don't like the church and things like that. Thing is, there's a lot of different types of church. Most of them are all the same, but some aren't the same. Some really go out and they expand, and they really are very productive. One of those I would have to definitely say is Jesse Lee Peterson's church that he holds, and I think that'll give you all sort of peace and contentment and success in your life. To be honest with you, that's not to say Jesse Lee Peterson is perfect. He is not, but if you're out to get peace and contentment in your life, and if you equate that to success, I think it's worth looking into. Jesse Lee Peterson, he's a real good pastor and stuff, and you might, you know what I'm saying, you might enjoy it. So that's why I was going to holler at you about it. And there's other stuff, alright, that we're going to talk about, but it's been about an hour, and I'll have to holler at y'all later.